What if I told you that some of the most underpriced homes in any luxury market in Tucson, or the greater Tucson area, were sitting right here in Dove Mountain? Today, I'm gonna tour you through a couple spec homes that are exactly that. I'm gonna cover the features, the location, what makes Dove Mountain special, why it's one of the top luxury markets in the Tucson and greater Tucson area. And we're gonna get to tour some beautiful homes just like this behind me. And stay tuned because I'm also gonna drop why I think Mattamy Homes might be one of the most exceptional builders in Tucson right now. Stay tuned for that, you're not gonna wanna miss it. Let's jump in. Now, for those of you that are new to the channel, if you want to know everything there is to know about lifestyle, real estate, and new builds in Tucson and the greater Tucson area, make sure you hit that subscribe button to stay tuned in and tap the bell for notifications so you be sure that you don't miss a thing. Also, for those of you that don't know, my name is Rich. I've been working professionally in real estate, both as a real estate appraiser and a real estate agent for over 15 years. And in that time, I've helped a couple thousand people just like you and just like the folks closing on this house in a week, buy or sell a home. So if you're looking to get connected to a local expert, somebody who has an extensive background in valuation in Tucson real estate, then let's get connected. Grab my contact information out of the description. I'll put some on screen here for convenience. You can call, text, email, shoot me a Zoom link. We can meet face-to-face just like this. I'm happy to be a resource for you. Now, I am actually currently standing in a house that is about a week away, actually a week away today from closing. These are some clients that are moving from Alaska, and they were able to secure this house. Quick side story, this is actually the second house they've been in contract with because the first house was a resale home and they fell in love with the location in Dove Mountain, the view, the house, it was all great. Unfortunately, as circumstances sometimes can happen that are outside of our control, that house sale did not go through. So we had to quickly pivot. And ultimately what we did was these clients were very distraught. They had absolutely fallen in love with the house that all of a sudden just kind of seemed like taken out from under them. We quickly jumped back to the drawing board, started looking at options, and one of the first places that I took them was this community in Dove Mountain, Saguaro Reserve 2. Now, the house that they were in contract with, the resale home, and this house that they're about to close on in a week are about $50,000 difference in price. And you might be thinking, wow, that's quite a big difference, especially considering that we're probably a half a mile away, and arguably superior views from this home, 10 years newer approximately. I like the finishes better in this house personally, but there are some differences that made up that 50,000, but far and wide, these clients are so excited that they took advantage of this house being one of the most underpriced homes in all of Dove Mountain. And it's hard to see in the moment when that big pivot took place, when they had to stop, dreaming about living in that resale home and start considering alternative options. But here we are, and I guarantee if you ask them, they are gonna be over the moon excited. So I'm excited to tour you around some other spec homes that Mattamy Homes is building that are like this. And just a couple things that I might as well mention while we're here. A couple things that make this community super special. So they have 14 floor plans that Mattamy Homes is building at Saguaro Reserve 2. They have quite a few lots that are still for sale, and there's quite a bit of development that is still happening with a lot more lots to come. Not sure who those builders are gonna be, which is pretty typical for new construction development. But something unique that I absolutely love that Mattamy does at this location, which I'm not aware that they have done at any location. In fact, I'm not aware that any builder has ever done this on a production scale. The room that I'm standing in has 12-foot ceilings. And for those of you that follow me, you know that I have a very scientific measuring method here with the tip of my fingers. These ceilings are huge. 12-foot ceilings in a production home, guys. That is unheard of. I have been working full-time in real estate for over 15 years, and this is the first community I've ever seen that. So I just wanted to highlight that all of the ceilings that you see throughout the house are standard 10-foot. Standard. Those are, whether you want them or not, you're getting 10-foot. Also, what's standard is 8-foot doors. So you get an 8-foot interior door, you get 8-foot closet doors, 8-foot bedroom doors, 8-foot slider doors, and then every one of their 14 floor plans has a 12-foot great room, family room. Now, even their smaller floor plans, they have floor plans well under 2,000 square feet, and you still get the same thing. You get 12-foot ceilings. If you're anything like me and you get excited about ceiling height, this is a extremely unique proposition in the Tucson, greater Tucson area, because Mattamy is the only builder that's on a production scale that isn't a custom home builder or semi-custom home builder that I've ever seen offer that. And on top of that, in this video, as the title and everything up to this point would indicate, we're also going to talk about some of the most underpriced homes that have all of those same features I just talked about in the same community as well. So all that to say, they're really nailing it out here, from the 14 different floor plans, and a lot of those floor plans having a ton of functionality built into them. A lot of thoughtful design in terms of just adding some extra features like ceiling height, very open concept, lots of natural light. Their design people that are picking the specs of these homes just really nail it. And I'm just using this as an example. This one is already sold. However, you can get a little bit of an idea of what they're working with here. Kind of like a dark, it's not an espresso cabinet, it's almost like a darkish gray. And then they've got this gray backsplash, gourmet kitchen. So yes, there is quite a bit that Mattamy absolutely nailed at this community. So behind me is one of the 14 floor plans called the copper floor plan. Now, I'm gonna break down the pricing in this video. I'm gonna talk with you about what this home is priced at. I'm gonna share with you what competing resale homes in other Mattamy subdivisions that are only a couple years older than this are selling for. You are going to be shocked at the difference. Literally, this is probably one of the most underpriced new builds in any market, let alone a luxury market around Tucson. And as a professional in this industry locally for over 15 years, I am dying to find the buyer for this house because it's an absolute score. So this is the first one that I wanted to talk about. This is the copper floor plan. This is what's known as their desert modern exterior. So if you're not familiar, each of these houses have a different exterior just to kind of make sure they don't always look exactly the same. But it's a really cool exterior. It's got a sand finish stucco. It's got, concrete tile roof. It's got cool lines. It's got a great little porch on the front. And this house is a great example. Mind you, it is available as well. So if you are interested, make sure you grab my contact information because this could very well be your house. But honestly, I think this would be a great house if you're considering a second home. You don't need something huge. This is right around 2,000 square feet. It's in Dove Mountain, which if you're interested in outdoor lifestyle, golf, man, just a beautiful atmosphere, a beautiful place to live. Dove Mountain is at the top of a lot of people's list, including my own, to be honest with you. So let's jump into this copper floor plan and discover a little bit more about what this has to offer. All right, guys, so the Desert Modern floor plan.
Please insert the correct key.
Well, a little bit of a false start. Went to open and unlock the door and realized that none of the 3 keys that I have work. So had to make a quick pit stop at the sales office, and we're gonna try it again. Let's try this again. Welcome to the copper floor plan. So this is 1,815 square feet to be exact. You have split bedroom floor plan. I'll show you that direction here soon. You've got a den, stop and drop off the garage, including another area, could be an office, workout area, second living room. There's a ton of flexibility. But let's start with the best first. Let's start with the dessert, shall we? So this home has a 12-foot center meat slider, which is, and I think it's a very necessary upgrade to capture all the views that Dove Mountain has. But check out the ceiling heights. So 10-foot ceilings, 8-foot front door there at the front, 8-foot doors throughout. You've got this great kitchen, similar cabinets to the house that we just saw. These are actually some of my favorite. These are actually some of my favorite tone cabinets. I really like them. I don't know if you can tell. You can kind of get an idea of the color it looks like through the camera. So they're not like dark. They're kind of like a grayish wood grain. These countertops, pretty cool. I think this is probably granite. Not too busy. It's got a nice big Kohler sink. All stainless steel appliances are included in this house. Let's see what else. You've got stainless steel appliances included. You've got this big 12-foot slider. Let me show you outside real quick just so you can get a peek at this. Funny enough, the back door was open, so I didn't have to drive all the way back to the sales office. But I did it, and I did it just for you. It's actually a beautiful day. It is warm. We're in the middle of summer out here, so, you know, staying outside for more than about 5 or 10 minutes in direct sun, expect to sweat. But there's a check out that view. That is a glimpse at what Dove Mountain has to offer. I don't know if you can hear the concert next door. It's only temporary. Oftentimes you buy in these new build communities and these guys are hard at work. You know, they need a little entertainment on their long, hot days working outside. So they got their music blasting, but you got a saguaro forest behind you there. This house has been completely landscaped. So it's all irrigated, landscaped, front and rear. I mean, this thing is literally turnkey. Buy it, move your furniture in tomorrow. Got this nice pavered patio. Another feature that I really love that they did here is you've got 12-foot ceilings on the patio. So I'll give you a glimpse at what that looks like from back here, but it just makes the scale of the house look so much better. Big, big patio. Lots of space above your head. These vines will grow, which are pretty cool. And it's a pretty good sized backyard. Like, actually, if you wanted to put a pool in this backyard, you totally could. You got plenty of room. Do have a gas stub here for your barbecue. Let's go back inside and take a peek at what else this house has to offer. So I mentioned that they're designers that spec all of these houses out. I think do a really great job. If you like clean, light, bright, kind of a blend of different textures. Backsplash. There's a look at the backsplash. Another thing that's cool that they do at this community, it's a nuance, but it is cool. There's not any plugs in the backsplash. So typically you'll see a rectangular plug all the way around your backsplash. But at this community, standard, for no additional price, they're tucking them up under the cabinets. So they don't interrupt your line of sight. Looks really clean, tucked away. So if you like the details, again, I think that this is why this is one of the most underpriced. I think it's one of the most underpriced locations, but this home in particular, this home is priced, drum roll please, at $439,933. $439,933,000. Wait, $439,933. That is a crazy number for Dove Mountain. I have been doing real estate appraisals and selling homes out here for over a decade. I don't know that I've ever seen new builds priced at that level for what you get right here. It has been a very, very long time. I mean, I work all over Southern Arizona, and oftentimes that's the starting price of a new build in most suburban markets that are not luxurious at all. So to be able to get that in a place like Dove Mountain, seriously, is something to consider. They've got this wood plank tile floor in all of the common areas. You've got smart thermostats, Ecobee thermostats. We'll take a look at the primary suite. So you do have carpeting in the primary suite, which is very common. This would be your TV wall. It's already pre-wired for you. This would be your bed wall. So you have USB ports on that side. You also have outlets on both sides of the bed for your nightstands. Here is a look at your primary bathroom. Cabinets match the kitchen, countertops as well. Got the water closet in here, storage closet in here. Check out this shower. Frameless glass shower, floor to ceiling tile, hexagon floor for $440,000. I mean, it's pretty incredible. If you can't tell, I'm excited because if this fit what we were looking for, I want somebody to be able to take advantage of this incredible value, and that could very well be you. The other thing that I was gonna mention is there is the asking price, right, with builders. It's currently priced right around $440,000. Now, the benefit of working with someone who is experienced with what's going on in the real estate market, with what's going on with new builds, and what negotiation looks like right now is a tremendous advantage. And the truth is that if you work with someone like myself who has that inside knowledge, I can share with you what we recently negotiated on houses just like this, like the one that I showed you. We negotiated an insane deal, tens of thousands of dollars off of that house because it's the right time, it's the right person negotiating, and those two things paired together are really, really powerful when it comes to impacting your bottom line. So by all means, if you need an expert like me on your side, grab my contact information and let's get connected. It's all in the description below. So here is a look at a den, an office, really flexible space, to be honest with you. Whatever you'd want to use it for. You do not have a neighbor on this side, so you will retain most of this view. There will be houses here, but you're gonna see the majority of those mountains. The rooftops will cover some of it, but you're definitely gonna retain some of it as well. This is a good sized room. For 1,800 square feet, right around 1,800 square feet, this home offers a ton of flexibility. Washer dryer, pedestals included. Spray foam insulation in the attic included. That saves you a couple $1,000s a year on your utility bill. So here's a look at, again, could be another office, den, library, workout space. You could have somebody sleep back here. It just doesn't have a built-in closet. Let's see what's in the garage. So, standard 2-car garage. Insulated garage door. Again, I'm just pointing out the nuances. In Arizona, insulated garage door means that it is 10 to 15 degrees cooler in this garage than it would be without this garage door. Tankless water heater, state-of-the-art Rheem tankless water heater, all included for $440,000. Mind you, $440,000, again, as a reminder, is the asking price. If you hire the right negotiator, we will be able to get you a discount on that and save you tens of thousands of dollars. So who you hire really does matter. All right, so we took a sneak peek at the copper floor plan. We've got another floor plan that I'm going to show you next, and it's a little bit different, but we're going to talk through the pricing. We're going to talk through what it has to offer, and I think you're going to be excited about it. So stay tuned. Let's jump in. Before we jump into the next spec house and take a tour of that new build, look at the map here. I want to show you a little bit about where Dove Mountain is and talk with you on some bullet points of what makes Dove Mountain so spectacular. Why so many people like Dove Mountain is one of the major luxury markets in southern Arizona. So off of I-10 here, you've got Twin Peaks Road. Usually we'll drive up Twin Peaks Road. There's several different ways to access Dove Mountain, but from the interstate, this is the most efficient. Once you pass Tangerine Road here, you're gonna see the entry to Dove Mountain, these big ornamental things on the sides of the road that, I mean, it really makes you feel like you're entering like a resort. Very, very beautiful scenic view drive as you come in off Dove Mountain Boulevard all the way around the loop. And you are right up against the Tortolita Mountains. It feels immense when you're walking in, or driving in. It feels like you are definitely driving into somewhere exclusive, somewhere that is a bit off the beaten path, somewhere that's got a story to tell. So Dove Mountain is really cool because it was a master plan community with an emphasis on open space between neighbors, preserved natural desert landscape. It is really, really one of the most scenic and beautiful places in southern Arizona. It's nestled right up against the Tortolita Mountains here, and it's surrounded by over 3,000 acres of preserved Sonoran desert. You're gonna have incredible sunsets and sunrises. There is a lush desert landscape. Not all desert in southern Arizona is created equal. You're gonna get some desert that's a little bit more desolate looking. You're gonna get some desert that's a little bit more plant life, a little bit greener. This particular area of the desert has a lot of vegetation, especially compared to a lot of the other areas surrounding Tucson. So you've got lush desert and spectacular mountain views pretty much in every direction. And if you're an outdoors enthusiast, this is where it gets really exciting because Dove Mountain is home to over 60 miles of dedicated hiking and biking trails, including direct access to the Tortolita Mountain Trails. Now, the community that we're touring is Saguaro Reserve 2, which is all of this shown here. Now, there's some future phases probably going in here and, elsewhere, depending on how it all works out. But there is access into a nature park. All of this is a natural preserve. This whole area, all of this. There's a 10-mile hiking and mountain biking path that takes you all through here, which is amazing. Relatively flat, got some ups and downs, but if you like outdoors, it doesn't get much better. Very accessible right from your house. You've also got walking paths and trails right off of Dove Mountain Boulevard. The Ritz-Carlton, which is located here, just about 3.5 miles away. There is a Wildboro trailhead here, which is another spectacular hike. You can even mountain bike most of it. Well, not most of it, but you can mountain bike a couple miles of it up through this wash. you can mountain bike to about here when it just becomes pretty much exclusively a hiking trail at that point. I suppose if you're an expert mountain biker, you might be able to do it, but it gets pretty gnarly up there. So for trail runners, mountain bikers, anyone who wants to walk, be outdoors, explore the desert on foot, this is kind of a mecca. And the Tortolita Mountains are absolutely spectacular for doing that. There's world-class golf and resort amenities all over Dove Mountain. As you can see, tons and tons of golf courses, both from the Ritz-Carlton and the Gallery Golf Resort here. I think there's 80 plus holes of championship golf, which is pretty incredible if you're a golfer. You've got a 5-star resort with luxury dining in the Ritz-Carlton, spa. You have three 9-hole Jack Nicklaus signature golf courses as well. Those are used to host the Accenture Match Play Championship as well. And then you have optional resort memberships available for residents of Dove Mountain. There really is a lot of luxury living in homes. Most of these communities are gated. There's larger estate homes near the Ritz, Canyon Pass. You have a lot of homes similar to the homes we're touring today, as you can see here. And stay tuned, because further in this video, I'm gonna share with you the pricing for the resale homes in the competing Mattamy neighborhoods that have already been built in Dove Mountain, Golden Barrel, as well as Blue Agave too. So we'll dive into that. You're gonna see the facts, the numbers, and really be able to compare and see, wow, these homes, these new builds that they're building are an incredible value. So stay tuned for that. The last things that I wanted to mention is, as the name would kind of allude to, Dove Mountain is in fact up on the foothills of the Tortolita Mountains. So that higher elevation gives slightly cooler temperatures than the city below. Especially in the summer, you're gonna feel a little bit of a difference. There tends to be a lot more wind up there as well. Not annoyingly so, but a little bit more of a breeze, which definitely helps. You are about, just in terms of timing, let's just look at distances. This is approximately the entry to the community here. So you're about 3.5 miles from Interstate 10. You've got Oro Valley over here, about 8.5 miles away. You got Catalina State Park, incredible hiking and biking out there as well, 12.5 miles away. You can get downtown Tucson at about 35 minutes from there with easy access, direct access to I-10. And you're about 45 minutes from the airport. So now you guys have a little bit more information about the community. Let's jump back into a tour of the next spec home. So behind me is the Ginger floor plan. We're gonna take a peek inside this one, compare different price, different floor plan, different lot. Stay tuned, because this has an incredible lot, one of my favorites. And considering the price, it literally does not get much better. Also, I want to make an offer to you, because I think that there's probably people watching that would value this. If you are considering new builds in Tucson or the greater Tucson area, and you want a custom personalized list that I personally put together of the most underpriced new builds available right now, grab my email information out of the description below, shoot me an email real quick, just title it "Request for New Build Deals," and I will respond with an email with a custom list in Dove Mountain, Southwest Tucson, East Tucson, Northwest Tucson. Give me an area that you're looking for. I will do the research. I will provide you a free list of the homes and new builds in that area that are the best, most underpriced deals that you're gonna find. Now, let's venture inside this Ginger floor plan so that I can show you a little bit about what it has to offer. Now, as we walk up, the first thing I just wanted to note is this exterior is more of their, I think it's their more contemporary exterior. So a little bit more neutral, nice. One of their, I think, 4 or 5 different exteriors that they offer. Got a bright pop of color. Bright pop of color as you come in with the orange door. And welcome into the Ginger floor plan. Now, I've actually shown this house to clients recently, and it's been a tough It's been a tough decision between this house and another one. We've got 2 bedrooms here, got a bathroom there. All that to say, there are people looking at this house, both of these houses, this community in general, because of the value that it provides. But check out this view. This is one of the most incredible selling points. Boom. Those are the Tortolita Mountains, Saguaros. That mountain range way in the distance out there are the Santa Catalina Mountains. Mount Lemmon, if you're familiar with Tucson, the Tucson area. Let's just take a peek outside since we're doing it. It is so peaceful out here. You can actually see the golf course out there. I'm not sure if it's the Ritz golf course or the Gallery golf course. You got the Tortolita Mountain Range at your fingertips. There is so much hiking, mountain biking, trail running. If you are a cyclist, road cyclist, if you're a mountain biker, if you're a runner, if you're a hiker, if you are a fitness enthusiast and you like being outdoors, I would argue that there is no better location than Dove Mountain in the Tucson and greater Tucson area. It is packed with tons of walking paths. You got 30 miles of dedicated walking paths. You've got unlimited miles of hiking and mountain biking. You've got great roads if you're looking to road bike. There really is so much to offer out here. And Dove Mountain, if you're not aware, is a resort style community. I mean, just driving in from Tangerine on Dove Mountain Boulevard, it feels like you're entering someplace that's very, very exclusive. In fact, I don't know that there's many communities in the area that have the same feel, even some of the other top luxury communities. So it is very unique in that aspect. All right, back inside. It is in the dead of summer out here. Not gonna lie, 5 to 7 minutes in the heat with direct sunlight on this thing, we're sweating for sure. So here it is, 12-foot ceilings. One of the cool things about the Ginger floor plan that I really like is the kitchen actually has 12-foot ceilings as well. A lot of their floor plans, the kitchen is still in a 10-foot ceiling area. But in this floor plan, you have 12-foot ceilings as soon as you exit this entry hallway from the front door. So 10-foot all throughout that area of the house and the primary suite. And then it jumps to 12-foot ceilings. Really clean, simple floor tiles. These cabinets are like jet black. I don't think you can see much wood tone in them. No, you can. There is a little bit of a wood tone. So it's not actually jet black, but it is a very, very dark espresso. I love this. I love this backsplash. Actually, my wife does as well. Brought her out here so she can take a peek at some of these. This is the gourmet kitchen. So you're gonna get the hood, you're gonna get the 36-inch cooktop, you get the oven built in as well as the microwave. All appliances included, including washer, dryer, and the 2 pedestals. There is quite a few of upgrades in the primary suite. So stay tuned because we're gonna cover that. Let's take a peek at this guest room. And also as a reminder, I'm gonna break down very soon some of the competing homes to these 2 homes in the Dove Mountain area in the resale world, because let's face it, you're probably wondering the same thing. How does this price compare to other homes and other options? How is this truly priced? Is it a good deal? So this has an option for this flex space. Otherwise you would have a 3rd car garage bay. But instead of the 3rd car garage, you actually have this space here, this flex space. So office, could be a gym, could pretty easily be converted into a bedroom. You could add a closet to this. I've got great contractors that can do that. If you're considering that, that would turn this into a 4-bedroom. Pretty functional 4-bedroom. Got a closet here at the end of the hallway. All of these floor plans have a stop and drop right off of the garage, which is pretty cool. This is a big laundry room. You've got your sink pre-plumb, so you could add a vanity or a sink afterwards. Spray foam insulation is something that happens with all Mattamy homes. In the roof, and then you have blown in cellulose in the walls, which is far, far superior to what many of the other builders are using. Take a peek in the garage. So even as a spec home priced where this is, and I'm gonna cover the price in just a minute, you got a soft water loop. This is an add-on. Tankless water heater with a little storage area, which is nice. You've got a insulated garage door. We talked about how much cooler your garage is with an insulated garage door. Next stop is going to be the primary suite. We're gonna head back there, take a look at what upgrades they've included in this. Just want you to note, they really load these spec homes with some nice features. You can't tell, but I'll note it. You've got 5.1 surround sound pre-wired. All you gotta do is buy the speakers. Pre-wires in all the rooms for fans. They have pre-wires for your pendant lights that hang down over the island. And this was included in the other house as well. You've got all your low voltage pre-wired, which again, a lot of this stuff is options. Like the builder doesn't have to do this on a spec. In fact, if you build this house from the ground up, you'll have an option to include that or not, and it's gonna cost more if you want to include the surround sound and all the stuff. So just to kind of break down this room, you do have a floor outlet, which again is an electrical upgrade. You've got kind of your main living area here. That would be your TV wall. You do have a large dining area. That wall is probably all of 10, 11 feet. So you've got a big dining area. You do have a pendant light there that you can hang for your dining room table. And then we took a look at the kitchen, but it's worth another glimpse. 12-foot slider, 12-foot ceilings. I mean, the views out here, I mean, this would be right where your couch is. Like you are just right in the mountains. And this house is priced so good for this lot. I've worked in Dove Mountain for a very long time, and I've always been blown away by lots like this that have just a ton of depth, multiple different mountain ranges. You've got residential views in the distance. You've got golf course views. You've got natural landscapes, saguaros, multiple mountain ranges. The price on this is insane. I'll share that with you in a minute. Let's take a look at the primary suite. So this house, they did some really nice options. This is an optional access door off of the primary suite. So you've got easy access right onto your patio from the bedroom. If you like to start your day, heading out there and grabbing some sunshine, you don't want to have to go walk through the house. Here is a look at the sneak peek at what's going on in there. You got yourself a little super shower. We'll talk about that. Bedroom size is good. I know without furniture it can kind of be hard to see, but easily you're fitting a king size bed in here, nightstands. You've got plenty of room for a dresser. You've got all your pre-wires for your TV. You even have your own thermostat that you can control right here, so you're not having to use your phone or walk around in the house. So here is a look at the primary bathroom. Look at this shower. So cool. So cool. I know from experience, the features and the upgrades that this house has, and the location being in Dove Mountain, and the price are all in combination to make this package hands down one of the most underpriced new builds in all of Southern Arizona for what you get. And I'm excited to show you the numbers so that you can get a glimpse at if you were to consider this versus a resale. I'll show you a little glimpse into that as well. But this really has like a spa feel. It's got the glass shelves. It's got this little cut in. So you come in, you've got your towels. A lot of people will have towels and lotion and like some trinkets, make it look really nice. Trinkets, I don't know if trinkets is the word. Clearly I'm not a interior designer. So if you're an interior designer watching this, I'm sorry. But so you got a big walk-in closet. This house is 2,000 square feet. So it's not huge, but it's ample. If you're downsizing, if you're looking for a second home, if you are looking for a retirement home, I mean, honestly, if you're looking for a first home, I think this now is very much within striking distance for some first-time home buyers in today's market for sure. So this house is currently priced at $519,000, about $800. So $519,805. Under $520,000. I mean, you're gonna be shocked when I show you, what the competing resale is doing. With new builds, I mean, you're gonna get a 10-year structural warranty. You're gonna get all manufacturer warranties on all the appliances. You're gonna have a ton of peace of mind, a lot of convenience. If you get some bump scrapes moving in, you've got your warranty with the builder that's very comprehensive for the first year. So they're gonna be able to do the touch-up painting. If you damage a baseboard, the movers damage a piece of drywall, all that stuff is going to very likely be covered under your warranty, depending on the circumstances. But yeah, I think there is a ton to offer in this house. Drop it in the comments. Do you like the first house that was the copper floor plan, or do you like this house? This is the ginger floor plan. Both prices. And next, we're gonna dive into a little bit about what the competition is looking like, just so you can know exactly how these two houses stack up. All right, as promised, I wanna leave you guys with the facts. I know for my own personal decision-making, I always like to see everything that's great, but also I want to see the facts that support why this is such an incredible deal. I mentioned throughout this video how incredible of an opportunity it is, from the build to the pricing to the location. And now on screen, I'm going to show you. So this is the community we were just talking about. This is Saguaro Reserve 2. Those two houses, those two spec houses are located about here. Now, this is Mattamy Homes' third big development in the Dove Mountain area. The first two were Golden Barrel, which is here, and then Blue Agave 1 and Blue Agave 2, which are located here. I've done the research already in these areas to show you and compare to the homes that we just toured. The first one is a copper floor plan, right around 1,815 square feet. There's two houses currently on the market right across the street, one in Blue Agave 2. Actually, I'm sorry, they're both in Golden Barrel, I believe. They're both in Golden Barrel, which is Mattamy's first subdivision that they did in Dove Mountain. Let's take a look at pricing. So the first one's on Cactus Flower Pass, priced at $569,000 currently, and it is 1,896 square feet. If I'm not mistaken, I think that is the Lookout floor plan. When they were still actively selling in this subdivision, I had an opportunity to work with quite a few buyers buying in there. I believe this is one of their more popular floor plans, but as you can see, this house was built in 2016, so it's almost 10 years older. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath instead of a 3-bedroom or 4-bedroom, 2-bath. Does have the 2-car garage, no pool. Let's just take a quick glance at the photos. This is, for comparison, the house we toured. The copper floor plan that we toured was priced currently at $439,933. That does not include any type of negotiation that then can be done when you hire the right agent who has the relationships with the builders, understands the negotiation that can be accomplished, and puts that to good work. So, I mean, we're talking easily $130,000 or more in difference in price. for literally right across the street. And this is 10 years older. So let's just take a peek. It's got a great view. It's got a great view lot. So that is a bit of a superiority, but 130 plus thousand, I don't know. You tell me. Landscaping, again, landscaping can be done for a fraction of the difference in price. You're going to see some difference in upgrades. This obviously has been lived in, so different paint colors and stuff like that. You are going to see a similarity in terms of like the level of quality of construction, but certainly there are some upgrade differences between the two. And really, I'm curious for you as you're watching this video, comment below, let me know if you were a buyer, put yourself in the shoes. You're looking at a copper that we just looked at, which is brand new for 130, maybe $150,000 less, or a similar sized home built by the same builder, similar quality, but it's 10 years older and it does have some landscaping, maybe some additional upgrades. I'm curious, comment below and let me know which direction you think you would go. Look in the bathroom. There's the same floor plan here, priced at $580,000. Let's take a look at this one. It's got a corner lot. It's got the stone exterior. I believe that's tile, wood plank tile. There's a look at the living, dining room, and the kitchen area. It's got the tray ceilings or coffered ceilings in the entry and the den. It's staged nicely. Again, similar quality, washer, dryer included. This one's going to be 10 years older as well. So hopefully I'm not going too fast, but you got carpet in the bedrooms. Pretty common with new builds. So again, this is probably closer to maybe 150,000, maybe even $160,000, $170,000 in difference compared to the new build that we just toured. Lastly, I want to talk with you about the Ginger floor plan. That's right around 2,000 square feet. I'm going to show you what a comparable or what a competitive resale would look like right across the street in another Mattamy community. Now, this is located in Blue Agave 2. This house is going to be a little bit newer, 2022. So this one's only a couple years old, 3 years old. A little bit bigger, 2,113 square feet versus right around 2,000 for the Ginger floor plan, the last house we toured. And it's priced currently at $599,900. Let's take a look at this house. Here's a look at the interior. Big island, white cabinets, wood plank tile floors, backsplash. Staging is much different, especially touring homes that aren't staged and then looking at houses that are staged. You know, you'll definitely have to keep in mind that staging tends to make houses look even better. Here's a look at the layout. You do have window coverings, which is kind of nice on a resale. You're going to have some landscaping. Pretty basic guest bathroom. No sink, really no built-ins in the laundry. I mean, this one is priced at, so the Ginger that we looked at was priced at $547,976. And this is priced almost 50 or a little over $50,000 higher. Now, again, that price that we looked, the price that I just discussed on the Ginger, that is their asking price. And again, oftentimes that asking price is exactly that, an asking price that is very much negotiable. Here's a look at the primary suite and primary bathroom. Got the big walk-in shower, double vanity. So as you're walking through this and through the photos with me, again, comment below, which one do you think is more underpriced, the new builds or the resale? I'm curious to hear your thoughts. Now you've seen exactly why I believe these new builds are some of the most underpriced homes in any luxury market in Southern Arizona. I've showed you the data. We walked through the houses. and now you get to make the decision for yourself. Thank you for watching the video today. Hit that thumbs up button if you like this video and stay tuned in for more. Until next time, we hope to see you around the neighborhood.